But the flip side of this, George, is for nonprofits operating in sensitive cause spaces such as health and mental health, any of these organizations know that it can be extremely frustrating, attempting to launch campaigns and get approval from these platforms. I will say, George, as a whole, Google is just much more stringent across the board. And Meta's own documents noted that Google is better at filtering out the spam. And I have to be honest, George, our clients will frequently get flagged for violating some kind of policy, right? Because we're trying to reach a sensitive audience, right? Like at risk, adults who need mental health support, etc. So it does feel like there is a little bit of a double-edged sword when it comes to this. But George, what did you make of this reporting? What are the key takeaways? What should nonprofits know? And my goodness, that 10% revenue number is just shocking.
The revenue number is not shocking to me. Actually, there's a lot of money in fraud. That's why there is fraud. It's actually really good at making money, which is why it persists and has proliferated in the places where you allow it to grow. I want to point out something that I saw this article come out in 2025 around the, increasing amounts of, shitty ads that they were obviously charging more for and allowing that type of thing. And we kind of passed over it. And I was like, what does this have to do with nonprofits? I remember looking at it. I was like, what does this have to do with nonprofits at all? And then I went back to my inbox. I went back to our Slack channels where we work with clients that deal with cancer, that deal with health initiatives, that deal with mental health, that deal with targeting, as you mentioned, of vulnerable populations. And the amount of this ad got flagged again, this thing got flagged again, this thing literally mentioned that this can help you with a diagnosis or a medically backed, scientifically accurate, actually researched thing that'll help this community got flagged. What does that mean? You said numbers like 95% confidence. You said numbers like strikes against, right? It's very clear in this advertising ecosystem that when you validate and play by the rules and say, I am an honest actor, here's my nonprofit. We have our own staff go through this like KYC, know your customer information, driver's license, location. My stuff is all in there. As like, according to this group, on behalf of this group, this ad does this thing. And we are getting flagged. You get so much as one, like, I don't like this ad. It is getting taken down. You have any language in there that deals with mental health, it is getting taken down because you went through the official channel. But you know what you didn't do? Here's the funny thing. You didn't pay enough money. This is actually, it's not a lucrative enough audience to get away with what you mentioned, a 95% confidence, which is worlds different. That's the difference between one strike and 500 strikes. You're allowed to sort of keep kind of getting away with it if you're blowing through millions of dollars a week and paying them. That's what struck me. The unbelievable double standard simply for revenue, admitted to by their team for doing this while they're making nonprofits jump through hoops. By the way, this is past the fact that they already cut your organic reach down to zero. Like, we're past that. We know it's a pay to play. And now in the pay to play land, there is another double standard that, frankly, it's easier for your nonprofit, if you're trying to help a community dealing with some type of specific cancer, to start a miracle cure tea company. Our tea cures cancer. Put it out there as this shit tea company. You'll be able to run that ad pretty much unabated. And you think I'm making that up, right? You're like, oh, he's just breaking up tea. I literally found the tea company doing it. I went into the ads library because they talk about how they scrub this stuff. Even with them scrubbing their own library, which I can't imagine is legal, they literally had to do it for ads transparency. You can find, if you look for miracle cure in ad library, do your own research. And around your topic, there's somebody selling a miracle cure for something dealing with maybe cancer or blood disease or some type of mental health thing. And you'll be pretty blown away by the claims allowed as of April 2026 because they're paying enough money. That double standard kind of got me. I really want to land this point for, there's one of you listening right now. You're like, that can't possibly be true. I want you to stop and realize that's true.